Blessings, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. So taking a moment to find your seat. I highly recommend some height underneath of the sits bones to help take some of the compression out of the organs. Another nice posturing technique is to lean back just slightly until you feel your stomach muscles begin to activate, and then come forward just a teeny bit. You find that place right in the middle. So as you begin to drop in here, slowing down into the breath and the heartbeat. If you feel a little ungrounded, you could even take your hand to somewhere that you can feel the pulse, whether it's the wrist or the heart or the neck. Unifying the breath, the external, the subtle, with the heartbeat, the feminine, the internal, the gross. And as you begin to slow down, what layers that were underneath the surface are now here to be seen and recognized and honored. Whether it's a feeling or a thought or a belief system or a judgment. Whatever it is, another part of you to greet with your loving gaze. Slowing the breath even more. Connecting with a feeling of wonder, childlike wonder, curiosity. When we have an assumption or a judgment, we are damning those around us, or damning ourselves, or damning the world. I like how damn has two meanings. Now, in this case, we could also think of damning or having a judgment or an assumption as stopping the flow of energy. You've made up your mind about that thing or that person. And so there's no reason to go any further. But when we find an attitude of childlike wonder and curiosity, we realize that our assumptions are just assumptions, and we don't really know how a person will react or who a person is. Can you adapt that same curiosity for yourself? If we can greet each person as if it's the first time that we're meeting them, consciously naming our assumptions inside of our mind, even if they're not nice. If we are having the assumption in our mind, oh, this person is mean, we can name it. Actually say it inside your heart, maybe not out loud, but inside your heart, and consciously put it aside. And I will say 9 times out of 10, you will be pleasantly surprised if you are not treating someone with all of that expectation, and you approach them with curiosity. You allow them to feel seen. How someone is treating you, if it's in a negative way, most times is that person showing you how they were hurt in their life. And they inflict that same pain on the people around them as a way of externalizing that pain so that you know what they've been through. If you approach them with curiosity, you undam them. You allow the energy to flow between you and the other. When you listen to them and allow them to feel seen, oftentimes it will surprise you. Oftentimes their inner child will feel acknowledged. That's not to say that you should stay in an abusive relationship or in a toxic situation. But if it's someone that you have to deal with on a daily basis, whether it's a coworker or a family member over the holidays or whatever it may be, a neighbor, undamming them with your curiosity. In this moment, in this meditation, can you undam yourself? Can you approach your experience and your being with curiosity, recognizing that your internal world is an inner wilderness? You will never have explored all of you, no matter how much meditation, self-inquiry, ceremony, prayer that you do, you will never know all of you. So adopting this attitude of curiosity, we undam our emotions and our thoughts. Instead of, oh, this is sadness, I know exactly what this feels like. Or having judgments or assumptions about yourself. Oh, I'm not going to be able to meditate today, I never can. I'm not even going to try. You name those assumptions about yourself so they're not just conditioning. It's happening subconsciously in the background. We name them so that we know that they're there. We get mindful to them. We send a little bit of love and sweetness to that part of us that is judging. Then we come back to the breath, back to the heart, and approach it like a child with curiosity and wonder. What would it feel like right now if you could approach any of your most challenging emotions, whether it's sadness or depression, anxiety, worry, fear, struggle, anger, whatever it may be? Can you approach it with that tenderness and curiosity? Can you lean into the discomfort and allow your comfort zone to expand? We can't expand our consciousness if we have stories about all of our experience. So as you breathe into your experience right now, again, naming any assumptions that come up. And they may be subtle. It may be a judgment that an emotion is bad. It may be a judgment that you shouldn't think a certain way, or you should think a certain way, or that you've always been like this. Whatever it is, when you slow down, name it. Consciously put it aside. And as we come to this place of wonder, we can open up new possibilities. So maybe take another moment. Instead of just the assumptions that are arising right now, what are the big assumptions that you hold about yourself or about the world that you are ready to name in this moment and get curious about? And then naming inside of yourself, what would be possible if I were to release this assumption about myself or about the world? How would I feel? What would it be like? Just take a moment to vision that. Really feeling those feelings inside of your being, of what it would feel like to release these preconceived notions and judgments and assumptions about yourself and about the world. Feeling that freedom, that wonder. I invite you to smile and soften a little bit. Don't have expectation and judgment around releasing your expectations and judgment. Let go of some of the seriousness. That childlike wonder is curious and playful. And sweetly begin to gently and open the eyes, seeing this world around you with fresh outlook, with that childlike wonder. sense of the heart if that feels right to you. You are the innocence of the universe in form, as I and all beings are the innocence of the universe in form. I honor this divine innocence that we are and we are one. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here and praying and playing together. I hope that you can adopt this attitude of curiosity throughout your day and throughout your week and really undam anything or anyone, including yourself, that you have an assumption about. I love you all so much, dear ones, and I'll see you tomorrow.